Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me today on the Where's Shmee US Edition Tour in Louisiana, here with Itsjusta6. I'm going to be catching up with Gavin and the team. I think we're going to be heading out as well in the Camaro ZL1, or the ZL1 I should say out here, which I've never been in before, but a direct competitor to the GT500, which we're rolling with for this tour. A great stop on our way through, heading across, having been in Alabama, through Mississippi, now here in Louisiana. So let's go find Gavin and have a look around. Hey Gavin, how's it going?
Pretty good, how are you doing? Very nice to meet you.
Likewise, thanks for having me to stop by. A lot of people told me I had to come visit you guys, fitting perfectly on the route, so here we are.
Awesome, well thank you so much for stopping by.
Pleasure, thank you for having your cars out in the sunshine, the ZL1, your insane GT350.
Absolutely, yes sir. I see you brought a car as well. Very, very, very beautifully spec'd GT500.
Thank you. I think these two are actually pretty cool together, aren't they?
Yes, absolutely. So it seems like we've got two cars that are built for a very similar purpose, but from two different automakers. So it's really cool to see these side by side for the first time.
The ludicrously powerful, track-focused versions of very popular American muscle cars.
Absolutely.
Basically, I don't know too much about this. We'll have to go through the ZL1,
sure.
I should call it the correct name, in a little bit more detail. I think we'll take it out in a moment.
Yes.
But I want to beeline over to your truly insane, I don't know how better to describe it, Mustang. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've done with this?
Absolutely. So this is one of, in my opinion, one of the most custom GT350 Mustangs really that is around this area. This is a twin turbo, built motor, built transmission, built rear end. This is as far as you can pretty much go with one of these cars, and it makes approximately 1,400 horsepower to the crankshaft. So just over probably 1,200 horsepower to the tire. So for some perspective, that is twice as powerful as my already stupidly powerful GT500. Yes, and much lighter as well. So yeah. Super, super exciting car. If it was not a little bit drier outside, then I would love to take it out, but it's still a little wet from the snow that we've had. So this isn't probably the safest car to go out in, but it is an absolutely beautiful car. I don't even think you've gotten to see inside. You're welcome to take a look inside and check everything out.
Quick nosy. Yeah. What are you running, wheels and tires? I mean, that looks like a serious setup.
Yeah, these are custom signature wheels on a Mickey Thompson drag radial back here. So super, super sticky tire. That's really the only thing that we can get this car to hook, even from 60 miles an hour. It's borderline impossible to get a car making that much power to stay on the ground.
I can believe that. I can absolutely believe that. An absolute animal, basically.
Yes, definitely so. And taking a step over this direction, we've got, this is my nitrous truck. So it's got a built motor, built transmission, and it is running currently on a 150 shot, but it's got two stages of nitrous. So we've got a 150 shot for the first, and then another 150 shot after that, to make a total of 300 horsepower in addition to the engine that's in there. So it is an absolutely crazy truck, probably not common around your area.
No, I mean even pickup trucks over in Europe, yeah. I mean there are some around, but there aren't loads around. Obviously out here, completely different story. But I guess you don't really do anything the normal, he says as I see the inside, I was gonna say you don't really do anything the normal way.
No,
Then I see inside here, and you've got fixed bucket seats.
Out. Fixed seats, got a nice roll bar with harnesses and everything in here just to keep it safe. Nitrous bottles here in the bed of the truck as well.
Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Just nowhere really to keep them that's safe, so bed of the truck is the best location.
That works. Well,
this is Doug's car. Well, actually, before we get there, this is the car, believe it or not, that most people know me for. This is my drag car. I do a lot of drag racing in this car, but currently it is without an engine. The engine that was in this car blew up and then was rebuilt and actually landed inside of this 60s model Camaro here. So this is my dad's car. This has been a car that's been around me since I was just a child, and I rebuilt it and kind of put my own twist to it. So my legacy, I guess, with this car has been continued on into a car that's been here since day one for me. So
the 5-liter V8 from the Mustang has found itself into a 67 Camaro.
Correct, which is super blasphemous for most car people, but that's how it happened.
Hey, if the project idea is there, give it a go, why not?
Right.
So what's this gonna get?
This car, believe it or not, the engine, the Predator engine out of your car is being built right now in California, and it's getting shipped here, and it is going to be in this car, and it's going to be a twin turbo setup, probably making about 1,500 horsepower. So, and it's also going to be a stick shift as well, so
Whoa.
It will be a very, very fast drag car. It went 971 previously on a supercharger setup, so we're taking it one step further and gonna do things a little bit bigger. So it will be very, very, very fast.
I can believe it. What else do we have over here?
These are 2 newer additions, believe it or not. This one I got in a trade, which normally I wouldn't buy anything like this. I got it in a trade, and it was more of just a project car to fix up. And as you can see, it is a lot more of a project than I was really anticipating, but that's okay. Good content. And this,
True.
believe it or not, this is another newer addition. This is a built motor.
Oh.
And let me pop the hood here. And big single turbo on a Miata. So this car makes 400 wheel horsepower.
In something that tiny.
Yeah, so it is sub 2,500 pounds or so. It's, I mean, maybe 2,200 pounds roughly as it weighs right now, I believe. And it's 400 wheel horsepower. So
It's about 1,000 kilos.
yeah, so super, super fast car as well. And we've got a racing seat, roll bar, all that good stuff in here as well.
That's brilliant.
So this one's still being set up currently. I've got to put a new boost controller on it and do a few more things. This was a project that was built a few years ago, and I picked it up needing some work. So we're going to strap it on the dyno hopefully later on this week and figure out what it makes on its new setup.
So we're in your workshop, which you've had, I think, for a year and a half or so?
Yeah, it's been about a year and a half, 2 years maybe. I just moved in here. This was actually a completely empty warehouse whenever we first moved in, and slowly but surely we've been piecing things together. So we've got our lifts here and dynamometer. Have you ever dynoed any cars?
I have done a few dyno runs.
Okay, so yeah, you're familiar then. And other than that, it's just your everyday workshop. We just build a lot of ignorantly fast things here. that is really the name of the game for me.
It's like if you have the idea, you're going to give it a go.
Yes, definitely.
Try it out.
So, definitely. So creativity really has no bounds here.
And
this
then,
is Doug's car. He's a reoccurring person on my channel as well. He helps me out with a lot of my builds, and I've been off filming for a TV show, so he's been installing a 90mm trim turbo on here. So this car also should be very, 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 very fast. So,
average horsepower in your garage is not a small number.
No, definitely not. Everything typically that we build is 700 plus horsepower usually. So
let's take a look at this then.
yes, absolutely.
So I know very little. Let's get the hood popped up.
Yeah, you said that you hadn't driven very many Camaros at all, and this is the perfect one to start on. This is Chevy's cream of the crop, if you will.
Full spec, track spec.
Yeah, so this is a ZL1 1LE, which is the track pack version of this car. So this is a LT4. It is a 6.2 liter V8 supercharged from factory. It makes 650 horsepower, 650 foot-pounds of torque. So very
pretty big numbers.
Yeah,
not bad. And it looks the part.
Yes.
And you've got it running on Toyos as well.
Yes, our 888Rs. They are phenomenal tires on this car. There's an extensive amount of aero, of course, front to back on this car, which sets this apart from just about any other Camaro that has ever been produced. It is the fastest production Camaro ever.
I think we're going to have to take a listen as well to hear exactly how this sounds. That's quite the snap. Sounds
Active
good.
Exhaust as well.
Yeah. But this at the moment is completely original.
Yes, absolutely. Not a single thing other than the tires has been changed on this. Everything is as is.
But there's also a bit of a story, I think, behind this car, right?
Yeah, so this car is essentially the replacement to one of the first cars that I had ever made YouTube videos with. It's a 5th gen Camaro, which is down the road. And this is basically the replacement to that because I'm giving that car away currently. So,
which is epic.
Yes, thank you.
So, should we head out in this and go see the other cars?
Absolutely.
Sounds good to me. All right, let's do this. So like we were saying, I think my Camaro experience prior to today is basically the V6.
That is so sad. I am so sorry.
No worries, it's getting sorted out today, so that's the important thing.
Absolutely.
Here we are then. I mean, you haven't had this for very long, have you?
I haven't. I've had this for a month to two now. Not too long at all.
Done much driving with it, or?
Yeah, I've actually driven this thing 6,000 miles now since I bought it.
Good effort.
So not too bad.
No, not considering 6 weeks, 6,000 miles as you do.
Yeah, I drive my cars probably too much. I stay driving. Well, I guess you
same
kind
story.
of the same. Yeah, already right here in front of us is Precision Premium Car Care. This is where the other cars are.
Okay, cool. So we'll go have a look at your original Camaro quickly.
Yes.
Here we go then. the two cars you're giving away.
Correct. This is them.
Absolutely crazy. The Camaro is pretty much the lifeblood of your channel up to this point, right?
It is. This is the car that started everything for me, essentially. This is the car that everyone knows me for, at least from the beginning. This was the car that got the most views for me and really got the traction rolling for my channel.
Many videos, many virals.
Definitely.
And now part of a giveaway along with the R35.
Yes, so this is a 2012 Nissan GTR Black Edition, and this is a 2010 Camaro, which has actually been pro-charged. So it's got a very big supercharger on it, and very, very loud car as well.
But super cool. What do people need to do to be in with a chance of winning?
If you want to win this car, you can actually go to www.dls.store. I own the clothing brand Don't Lose Sight, and essentially every 2 or 3 months we draw a winner. And right now the one that we've got going on is for these two cars. So we'll pick 2 people, and 2 people are going to take these home in a few weeks.
That is absolutely insane. So effectively, the car that we just drove over here in is the replacement for you.
Correct.
Spiritually, we could say, to the Camaro.
Absolutely, that's right. That is right.
That's cool. Nice space as well. And
Thank you,
I think
thank you.
not the only part of the space.
No, not at all, actually. This is the detail bay of the new business that we're starting. This is called Precision Car Care. So over here, inside of here, one of the things that we did, I know it's probably common in the UK and areas like that, but around here we don't have indoor wash bays. So we're one of the only people around here with an indoor wash bay. So that's a pretty cool thing.
Plenty of space.
Yes.
No shortage at all.
Definitely so.
Awesome. I think it is super cool, although I imagine it's quite a... it's a big deal for you to be giving away a car that's so significant.
Yes, it really is. It's easy to forget about, though, whenever you see a Camaro like that. And I'll show you.
True. Right, let's head back out. You hear a lot more of the supercharger in here, even just gentle accelerations, than you do in the GT500. And, of course, it's manual.
Right.
A manual with rev matching as well, right?
Correct. So this paddle here, a lot of people look at these cars and laugh because it's got paddle on here, but it is. It's a paddle, and you hit that, and immediately you can take your foot off of the gas, and as you downshift, it will rev match for you. So.
And it packs a punch.
Yes, definitely. Not the slowest car by any means.
No, that's cool. That sounds good. And a great view of the wing out there as well. It's actually quite nice inside here. Some of the details are really cool.
They are.
Yeah.
This is one of the best interiors that I've seen in an American car in a while, honestly. This generation Camaro did wonders for these cars.
Definitely. I feel like it's actually a step above the GT500 inside.
Yeah, so having, I guess, an S550 platform myself and this, everything about these cars has just really made me love Chevy just a little bit more, which I never thought I would say because I'm not a huge Chevy fan, believe it or not. But this car really sold me. It's a very cool car.
And the color choices all make sense with its ancestor as well.
That's right.
That proper American muscle car feeling.
Oh yeah.
The grumbly V8. I wasn't going to say anything about the driving in the gearbox, but the grumbly V8, the supercharger whine, but still fairly soft and comfortable.
You'll see some curves, and I'm not going to take it fast, of course, but I'll give it just enough to where you can feel what the car does and how it reacts, and then I'd like you to drive it on the way back.
That'd be awesome.
Because I think that you will like this platform a lot.
It'll be an interesting comparison between this and the GT500, of course. Similar cars on paper, but yeah, rivals, I guess.
Yes.
Empty road ahead.
Well, almost.
Almost. A bit of snow on the ground. On Toyotas.
Dang, I wish we could get on some roads that don't have any snow.
Yeah, that would definitely be the dream right now. This is not what we would call ideal. Well, this bit of road is closed. But these conditions, you don't have this often, do you?
No, this is something that we get, funny enough, the last time that we had a hard freeze to the size that we've had recently was 100 years ago. Whoa. So this is extremely uncommon. It's a polar vortex, believe it or not, that came down and kind of swept its way through the whole country here.
And unfortunately,
super uncommon, and you just came in the perfect time.
Yeah, today, well, the snow beside the road looks pretty, but unfortunately, despite it being dry right here, you go around a corner and then immediately it is stupidly sketchy.
Wow.
It is always fun when you're driving a car that has as much power as this does, but still the manual shifter as well. It's just that pure involvement, proper car, proper drive.
Yeah. You should add on another 600 or 700 horsepower and then feel it. It is exhilarating, to say the least.
I can believe that, just between gears and making sure you don't completely stuff up the shifts.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. There's the rough ride that you expect from a track car. Out onto the dry tarmac. That's better.
Yeah, much better here.
There we go.
Still slick back there.
Yeah. All right, quick swap around and reversing camera covered in snow and grime and all of the road rubbish. Oh, there we go. Hop on out. It's strange because it's actually quite warm today. It obviously has been snowing and horrendous weather, but yeah, well, thanks for letting me take the driver's seat.
Absolutely.
Let's give this a little go. We have now made it absolutely filthy. Typical. Part and parcel. All right.
Would you like me to hold and film for you?
I would love you to. I'll give you this in just 1 second. Okay. Here we go then, taking it easy. I think this is the first time I've ever driven a car on Toyo tyres.
Really?
In my life. Obviously quite common out here, but with us getting these weather conditions much more frequently over in Europe, people would tend to kind of avoid the more drag focused tyres.
Yeah, these are actually one of my favorite tires.
Feels good. It's a nice short throw on the shifter.
Definitely so.
Feels really good. And then pull that to go into active rev matching. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's cool. There's something about a manual gearbox in an immensely powerful car. Just the connection. We're losing these things and everything these days.
I know. So doesn't this car feel it's huge, it's wide in the lane. This is like one of the biggest body cars that I have driven in a while.
And similarly to the GT500, with the kind of rivets we have in the road, trucks and things, you feel the very wide front tyres. Almost pulling on you a little bit.
Yep.
Just something you have to get used to. So obviously the sacrifice that is made to have all of that grip when you do dial it up and go through the curves, it's going to slow down a touch. And that second gear. It sounds good. Okay, let's drop it down. Third gear, second gear, foot down a little bit. Yeah.
What do you think?
Pretty good. It just feels like the GT500 in many ways. Proper American muscle car, lots of power with the sound that it's making, but still fairly comfortable, still fairly soft riding, still decent comfort from the seats. I do like that in any of the different modes you can just do that and turn off or on the active rev matching, or do it yourself, depending which you would like. It does in many cases just make it too easy when the car is doing it all for you. And then do it myself. Considering today's conditions, I guess a short little drive. But it is what it is, hey?
Yeah.
It is.
Sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. Still fun. And I think the thing is, right, when you have this kind of engagement, he says, I've got to navigate how to get up this dip without damaging the front of your car. But something like this, just take it super, super gradual. Are we okay?
Yep.
Gonna have a wheel up
to the right a little bit.
Yeah, there we go. Wheel up in the air.
Yep, and then there you go. Perfect. Not bad at all.
On it and pull back up alongside the GT500.
Oh, so gorgeous.
We're going to take out the GT500 now. Gavin's going to drive it. I've got to do my compulsory startup.
Remote start.
You know we don't have this in Europe. You can't do that in Europe.
Remote start?
Yeah.
Really?
I've owned 30-something cars, but this is my first car that can do that.
Wow. That's crazy.
So I'm a complete nerd. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, we've got all of our stuff in here from being on the road, of course. So let's try and wedge all of this into pockets so it's safe. Get the AC running. How are you liking it so far then?
I truly thought that being an automatic, I wasn't going to like it because stick shift driving is my thing, but this car has kind of changed my mind. I really do not mind how fast the shifts are at the touch of a button.
It's quite addictive.
It's phenomenal. It really is. It is very, very addictive.
It just blinks through the gears, and that combination of the DCT automatic rev match instant shifts with this kind of engine as well.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, the factory exhaust sounds incredible as well, which is something that I was not expecting either. Typically, a lot of the other Mustangs factory exhausts are a lot quieter than this.
And we're not actually in the loudest setting right now either.
You're kidding.
No, if you go with this, I'm just going to sneakily do it. If you go up into track mode, it actually opens the exhaust up a touch more, and obviously you get the different display as well.
Okay.
What I have tended to find though is in track, it's very antisocial. Like inside you feel like this might be a little bit too much.
It turns into a track car.
But it really is interesting how similar this is in many ways to the Camaro, to the ZL1. I do think that the inside of the Camaro is a touch nicer.
Yes.
Getting back in here. So I'm a little bit of jealousy over the slightly nicer interior. But
I thought that the rear seat delete was interesting as well. I didn't know that these didn't come with the rear seat. Is that only on the
track pack?
Okay.
Track pack deletes the rear. The non-track pack would still have the rear seats. You can retrofit them back in, and part of me is tempted to do so, but then wait and But you know, it's a bit of practicality. I had a moment the other day actually where there were 3 of us, and I was thinking, with the seats, we could take this car. Without the seats, it's an Uber for the 3rd person.
Right.
And it's a bit like annoying. I know it's silly. Maybe we could have just squeezed somebody in and ignored the "do not sit here" warnings on the back and just done it anyway.
It is also fascinating because I've got a lot of these cars. I've got 4 of this platform S550, but all of them feel kind of floaty. This is one of the most planted Mustangs that I've ever been in and felt. Yeah. Very, very cool.
Remarkable steps up for the GT500.
Wow.
A lot noisier, right?
Okay. That is incredible. Yes, that is a very, very good sounding factory exhaust.
Kind of makes you wonder whether there's even anything worth changing.
I know.
Maybe you could put headers on it or something,
Yeah.
but
this is a very well set up car from factory. Very nice pick.
well, thank you. Thanks for driving it.
Amazing spec.
We're back then with the GT500. Not quite as dirty as the Camaro, but what was it like?
It was fantastic. I was super surprised at how the shifting was in this car compared to the other S550 platform cars with a manual transmission. They're lightning fast, and honestly, it feels a lot lighter than it looks.
Definitely, I completely agree with that. I love the sound of the DCT when it blips down through the gears of the engine on this. But really interesting as well, I think, how similar these 2 cars are.
They really are. They are very, very close as far as characteristics go. Supercharged V8s, both very large American muscle type cars, and they both feel very good.
And something tells me that was probably the benchmark when they were finishing off the development of this.
Yes, I'm sure it was.
Well, awesome. Thank you very much for the drive out, for the visit here. Great to meet with you guys.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you as well.
Pleasure, and I will pop the links down below for you guys to go and follow Itsjusta6 and to find out about the giveaway cars as well. For now though, that is all. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Cheers!